Hello YouTube, it is John L. Lance, back for part 4 of Halsey's journal. Like I said, I was out of pictures for the characters. I'm just digging through my Halo screenshots and seeing what I can use at random here. Anyways, next entry, September 16th, 2517. After months together, Jacob and I parted company. Amicably, I think. For those of you that maybe, in case I didn't mention the third part, or those that didn't pay attention, Jacob equals Captain Keyes from the first Halo game. He's a brilliant thinker and a superb tactician. He's also a decent man because he is all those things. I feel he was beginning to suspect there is more to our excursions to meet candidates than mere field observations. His intuition serves him well. For his protection and the protection of the program, I requested that he be reassigned. September 23rd, 2517. Phase 1 of indoctrination underway. We're attempting to tell the candidates why they were taken, why their mission is critical for the fate of all humanity. Some already comprehend the magnitude of their task. One boy, a 6-year-old, actually asked me if they were here to save everyone from fighting and killing each other. Most understand only pieces, and all of them miss their fathers and mothers. My team of only child psychologists assures me that after 6 months under Mendez tutelage, they won't even remember their names, much less their families. Oni grossly underestimates the candidates. Typical. Working with Deja to continue the indoctrination protocols and education to ensure willing compliance. We are asking everything of them. They deserve as much truth as we can stomach to tell them. September 28th, 2517. Candidates were given haircuts today. Number 87 disarmed the Master Sergeant Barber of his clippers before 3 other attendants were able to pin her down and shave her head. Master Sergeant said he's seen feral cats squirm less and leave fewer claw marks. December 24th, 2517. I just received a batch of after-action reports regarding the fates of the replacements. Longevity is well beyond what I've seen in laboratory conditions. Could the effect of their present parents attempting to nurture them back to health be a factor? I assigned Jackboot to track this. I can't bear the detailed reports of the hosts and parents' sufferings, and in all too many cases their deaths and grieving. I feared this would happen to me. Something about the parent-offspring relationship debilitates my otherwise objective reasoning, evokes emotions far more than anticipated. December 10th, 2518. About a year later. Several possible leaders were emerging from the pool of candidates, and we have yet to witness the aggressive alpha dominance predicted by Oni specialists, in air quotes. Mendez and I agree that the top candidates for leadership are number 51, 92, 104, and 117. Mendez says his money is on Kurt, number 51. I refuse to engage in any puerile betting when so much more is at stake than money or pride. Besides, I already know who will be their leader. I knew the first day I met him. December 27, 2520. The candidates experienced their first casualty today, but not among their ranks. It was one of their handlers. He used too much force and overcommitted, using his entire body to pin the candidate. Number 137 reversed the pin and then used the instructor's own brawn and mass against him, throwing him, severing the spinal cord at the 5th and 6th cervical vertebrae. Death was immediate. I saw 137 crying outside the barracks. I left her alone. Mendez and I concur. No disciplinary action. Memorial services will be held, all candidates will attend, and then training will resume. I've instructed Deja to emphasize the history of military training, that the simulated combat conditions lethal forces often employed, that accidents are an inherent risk, perhaps even inevitable. Mendez spoke with the child. She understands she will recover. The bodies, well, there will be many deaths before boot is over. October 15th, 2521. Standardizing our operating systems over the last 7 decades has left us vulnerable to insurgency. Since the ubiquitous code is identical on every ship and base, any enemy can study it and, despite highly regulated security, hack it. A terrorist recently disabled a patrolling destroyer, the Persephone, before a single shot was fired. Persephone's captain elected to abandon ship and overload the reactors before allowing her capture. How ironic. In perfecting our software, we have rendered it ineffectual. The outer colonies employ homegrown collections of software. Our success in penetrating their idiosyncratic systems is patchy at best. Time to think outside the box, or in this case, outside 70 years of dogmatic programming practices. Our third-generation AIs are now operational. I spared no resource to develop routines based on existing translation algorithms that enable this new crop of intellect to penetrate any system software. A serendipitous side effect, the AIs have learned to mutate and defend established UNSC OSs from attack. Illegal entry protocols, IEP, and counter-illegal entry protocols, CIEP, are now commonly called PI and CPI. PI. Vocalizations of misspelled acronyms. Good grief. That was actually me making a comment. June 5th, 2522. Odd, even to me at this stage, but my official role with ONI has until today been only advisory, a series of undocumented but well-paid contracts that have benefited me little, since they lack the time or interest to spend their money. They finally offered me the chief scientist position, and I accepted. I'm not entirely certain why they chose to now, as I've never engaged them on this topic before. It might have something to do with the general curiosity of the scientific community and my colleagues, since I haven't given any of them an ounce of my spare time for nearly a decade. They may have come to suspect that my unofficial temporary advisory role here is, in reality, none of the above. August 22nd, 2524. 2-year time skip. I'm furious. My candidates were rerouted during a training exercise to a special forces camp on the other side of Reach. Mendez says his sources speak of interested parties without ONI who want to observe them in action firsthand. Why? To usurp my project? To cut our budget? I took my grievances to the Vice Admiral, claims to know nothing, and told me to stop being so paranoid. A sure sign that something is going on. I requested that the production of the next generation AI matrix Strata be expedited so my new intrusion and counter-intrusion software can be developed to aid the Spartans and to watch my back. Blank page, November 17th, 2524. I met my lieutenant again while attending a conference at the University of Calipus. I don't know if it was the dizzying pressure that I've been under, or the chance reunion with a kindred spirit in a strange place, or something else. But I'm glad it was him. I'm guessing this is Keys we're talking about here. February 23rd, 2525. I'm not going to sing that song about the year 2525, mind you. I had a rare chance to have a long talk with John today. He's convinced we are about to enter a new, more severe phase of the Spartans' training. How does he know? And for those that haven't figured it out yet, John is Master Chief, aka Spartan 117. He told me not to worry, that he and his team were ready for anything. Part of me wants to tell all of them, show them the exact protocols they must endure for the augmentation phase. Part of me wants to offer them a choice. Would any of them refuse? There really is no choice, is there? Not for humanity's sake. Every day the insurgency grows bolder. Millions have died in defense of the outer colonies since we started this. Deja updates and runs my revision of Carver's model weekly. The results grow worse. The Spartans must be forged. March 9th, 2525. I've divided the final list of augmentations into two categories, those that fall within 12.5% lethal/malformation tolerances, and those with higher failure rates or long-term side effects that we haven't adequately studied. Accepted protocols. 1. Optical capillary reversal. Marked visual perception increase. Risk 11%. Have retinal rejection and permanent blindness. 2. Muscular enhancement injections. Increase tissue density and decrease lactus recovery time. Risk 5% of test subjects experience fatal cardiac volume increase. 3. Carbide ceramic ossification. Advanced material grafting onto skeletal structures makes bones virtually unbreakable. So, kind of like Wolverine. I'm just saying, it reminds me of adamantium skeletons of Wolverine. Risk, 3.8% fail rate due to possible mutations and compromised matrix marrow integrity based on primate case studies. 4. Catalytic thyroid implant. Human growth hormone catalyst boosts growth of skeletal muscle tissues. Risk, 2% acquire elephantitis. 5. Superconducting fabrication of neural dendrites. Significantly increased reflexes. Risk, 12% contract Parkinson's disease and Fletcher syndrome. Bottom line, an acceptable but alarming rate of failure, at a rate that I fear may be enhanced by cross-chemical complications, to say nothing of the systematic physiological stress that may produce cardiac arrest and or aneurysms. Although the following protocols have unacceptable fail rates, they show promise, and may within future research be redesigned within acceptable tolerances. 1. Adrenal thermal metabolase enhances adrenaline response under physiological distress. The catalyst, however, breaks down into highly toxic waste products, making this protocol eventually fail. Further research. Possible coenzyme inhibitor. Cyclosynthetic neural transmission gene sequences. Significant evidence to support increase in intelligence and conjugative markers. Very high rate of psychotic and antisocial behavior absolutely prohibits the use of this protocol on any Spartan 2 candidate. Further research, gradual application over the subject's early life, mitigates side effects. Long-term studies have been quietly arranged. See notes on Operation Tendril. 3. Leukocytic coprotein complex and mycofibrin spindylase. Wound suppression and near-instant blood clotting of vascular breaches. 33% of subjects incur fatal clotting. Future research unknown. 4. Neuron surface viral macrophages. Site injection with neural tissue boosts cilium fiber bonding by 3 orders of magnitude. Subsequent applications fall well within acceptable signal-to-noise ratios, making cybernetic augmentation and integration possible. Fail rate unknown, but I am loath to manipulate neural parameters without more detailed studies. Further research pending. We start the augmentation phase tomorrow. If only there was a god to pray to. And that will be all for today. We will start again at a later date with part 5, which that entry will be April 1st of 2525. This is John Lance saying I hope you enjoyed the read and sorry for any pronunciation screw-ups along the way.